Good morning, everybody. Mike Vacchi, PrincetonTrader.com, here for NTMarkets.com with your Monday morning pre-market webcast. Okay, first trading date of November, and taking a look at the daily chart, S&P 500 E-mini futures, and what you see is we put in new highs on Friday. Bank of Japan eased. We popped up about 1 in the morning Eastern time, and then what I told my subscribers at about 7 o'clock in the morning, a couple hours before we opened, was to be aware that we could end up with a day in which all the action happened in the middle of the night, in the Globex, in the pre-market, and by the time we get into the regular session, there isn't going to be a whole lot to do. We're just going to kind of chop around in a range, kind of do, it's going to feel like an inside day, except when you look on the daily chart and it's a huge up day. And that can happen on big down days too. And that's basically how we played out. I mean, we traded in about a 6 to 8 handle range for the majority of the regular session. And what we've seen in the overnight tonight is really nothing at all. Everybody took the night off. I mean, we're doing the range. Our high is 12.5, low is 7.5. We haven't gotten down into testing 2005 and then 2001, which are two key areas on the downside. If we break the round number 2000, there's the potential for a larger push down to 1990, simply because the move from 88 up past 2000, basically 88 to 2016, was so violent that markets have a tendency to want to test launching points for those kinds of moves. And if we do test that launching point down there and it holds, then what we're left with is our next floor, right? We've been talking about floors. 13 to 15, middle band, 50-day exponential moving average, which was a week ago, last Monday morning. There's that 44 buy that I put out. Where the 44, was an area for a low and a buy, and then 59 to 62 was the last floor. So we don't really have a floor. A natural place for a floor would be the area of the Globex low from Friday. Other possible areas are any big round number like 2000 always has potential. But you've got 2005. 2001 was more tested, and then you go down to 90 to 88 to 90, which would then qualify as a floor. So that's your downside mapped out. If we go higher, the bulls really don't, the bull case becomes fairly simple. If we do a morning dip today that holds, then the dip buyers are going to come in, they're going to grab it, and we're going to move past 2016.75, and we're going to start to extend up into the area of 2028 to 2032. If you don't think we can do it, let me show you a chart. It's this chart. Same chart, just over time. Nobody thought we could do that either. So don't underestimate the capabilities of the bulls. They can do it, and they have fought this thing back from 13 to 15. Battled at every step of the way. They turned a bounce into a multi-day rally, into failing a huge potential area that could trend change the market, to holding middle band. And if you look closely here, we didn't touch upper band on Friday. I really thought we would have. I really thought the band would have contracted over the course of the day in order to encapsulate that move, but it didn't. So if anybody's telling you that we touched or moved through the upper band on Friday, tell them to check their chart. And if they're talking about the cash, I think this is probably the first cash chart I've shown on here in ever. Cash didn't do it either. There's upper band. There's your candle. Didn't happen. Didn't even come close in the cash. So that is still an issue. And the bands are just going to keep running. The bandwidth is at 10.1. the bands are expanded out to the point where you would expect to see a pullback. And I have a very small swing short on from Friday morning at 2009, which is very small, has no target, right now doesn't have a stop. It's just basically a position to track something um, in the hopes of being able to put a larger position on. If we collapse from here, well, that's a nice problem to have. To not be short enough is always a good thing. But I'm starting to look at, because I have metrics, we talk about the Crazy Town metric. We are opening up. Our baseline number today is 62 handles over the 45-day pivot. So we are baseline overbought on the 45-day. So I'll be very interested to see what happens. Okay, everybody have a good one. Follow us at Twitter at Princeton Trader. Check out the website, princetontrader.com. Come check out the chat room. I will be back tomorrow morning with another webcast. Trade them well.